Good evening. My name is CJ Kirst with Tahoe Consulting, 5730 East Otero Avenue, Suite 200, Centennial, Colorado 80112. I am here tonight representing the applicant, Rocky Mountain Hardwood Processing. We are proposing a zone change for the property located at 4877 Robb Street, Wheat Ridge, Colorado 80002. The property is 3.4 acres in size and is located approximately 400 feet north of the I-70 frontage road on the west side of Robb Street. Robb Street is a little over 1/2 mile east of Ward Road. The property has historically remained undeveloped and is located between commercial industrial to the south, large lot residential to the north, senior living to the west, and Robb Street to the east. Two irrigation ditches, the Wadsworth and Swadley, run through the middle of the property. We are proposing to rezone the property from Agriculture 1 to Planned Commercial Development, PCD. A planned development is unique in that it is somewhat of a custom zone district instead of a straight zone type like commercial or industrial. Planned developments are a two-step process, the first being the Outline Development Plan, ODP, and the second being the Specific Development Plan, SDP. We are requesting the ODP, we are presenting the ODP tonight, and this is shown in this slide. Both the ODP and SDP are heard and approved through public hearings. If City Council approves the ODP, we are then able to start the SDP application process. PCD zoning would provide more flexibility on the property in comparison to conventional commercial or industrial straight zoning. This is important to regulate how the property can be used while still maintaining the two irrigation ditches and wildlife migration. The easterly planning area, PA1, is proposed to have the hard improvements for business operation, whereas the western planning areas, PA2 and 3, are proposed to maintain most of the existing site features while having some softer improvements to support PA1. PA1 will likely include buildings for business operation, office, shop, and retail, parking, drive aisles, and Robb Street improvements. The building will front Robb Street with parking surrounding both the front and rear sides. PA2 will be used to support business operation with storage, both outdoor and minor indoor, and other support elements including a nursery, greenhouse, and lumber milling, while some seasonal uses could include Christmas tree sales as well as a farmer's market. The two existing irrigation ditches will remain in use. PA3 will for the most part remain as is and undisturbed with some outdoor storage use. Only outdoor storage of natural materials will be allowed, including tree storage, shredded branches, mulch, and drying wood slabs. Otherwise, PA3 will remain in its native state. If outdoor storage of natural materials is implemented in PA3, then a 6-foot opaque fence or natural hedge will be required. Areas along the ditches will remain unfenced to preserve wildlife movement. Planning Area 1 and 2 could at some point have a caretaker's residence on site. However, only one would be allowed for the entire property. The frontage along Robb Street will be improved with curb, gutter, and sidewalk to match the existing portions to the south. In addition, the area behind the walk will be landscaped. These improvements will complement the street corridor similar to the improvements across the street on the east side of Robb Street, all providing a uniform and updated character. Note that the Wadsworth ditch will be piped, the entire portion on the property, and the Swadley ditch will remain open with one point where it can be crossed. It is important to note that the Swadley ditch will be located within a 20-foot buffer since it will remain open. The ODP designates building setbacks and heights. The building setback minimums from Robb Street is 35 feet, and the setbacks to the north, south, and west range from 5 to 10 feet. The maximum building height allowed will be 35 feet. Also, it is important to note that the max building coverage allowed for the entire property cannot exceed 25% of the overall lot area. We believe that this rezone request to PCD meets the Wheat Ridge ODP checklist criteria. The need for the zone change. As mentioned previously, the change of zoning allows the property to maintain the open space and wildlife movement as well as the irrigation ditches, yet still allows for a commercial retail use that helps complement these features for the property. The PCD is the right zoning district to manage all of this. Straight zoning would likely not afford this. Present and future effect on the existing zone district's development and physical character of the area. The property has never been developed and has remained Agriculture 1. The PCD zoning is a complementary zone district that allows the proposed permitted uses and land use preservation to work with the surrounding zoning, PID, PCD, and Agriculture 1. Since the property has not been developed, its development completes the last piece of this puzzle in a complementary and responsible way. Access to the area, traffic patterns, and impacts of the requested zone on these factors. The site will be accessed solely from Robb Street, with two driveways separated appropriately to provide ingress, egress, and circulation for customers, employees, deliveries, and first responders if necessary. The two driveways will be sited to ensure adequate stopping distance for each. It is expected that most traffic for the property will be coming and going to the west from and towards the frontage road to get out to Ward Road. Availability of existing utilities. The proposed development will not have a high demand for water or wastewater services. However, both will be provided. Water will be provided by Valley Water District and sanitation by Fruitdale Sanitation District, both coming from Robb Street. Due to the development controls established through this PCD, the site will not have a high impervious rate. Our storm flows will be released at a historic rate into the existing storm sewer system in Robb Street. Electric and gas will be provided by Xcel Energy. Present and future effect on public facilities and services such as fire, police, water, sanitation, roadway, parks, schools, etc. The property is within the Wheat Ridge Police and Arvada Fire Protection District service areas. We have not received any questions or comments from either on this proposal. The proposed uses and zoning do not generate students, and therefore the demand for more schools or parks is not applicable. A discussion of the relationship between the proposed and adopted land are or policies of the cities. We believe that we are meeting the goals of the Northwest Subarea Plan in terms of diversifying and creating new employment, maintaining the diversified use of the land, as well as creating uses that will allow for a sustainable and resilient tax base. We believe that this rezone request to PCD meets the Wheat Ridge Municipal Code 26-303D requirements for the following reasons. The change of zone promotes the health, safety, and general welfare of the community and will not result in a significant adverse effect on the surrounding area. The proposed zone change provides boundaries and limitations for the property to be developed in a way that maintains open space and wildlife movement simultaneously with uses that align with the surrounding area. The property, once developed, will enable more safety by having an owner-user on the premises. In addition, the property will generate retail sales tax and in turn help the general welfare of the community. The proposed use of the property is a nice transition from agricultural residential to the north and commercial industrial to the south. The development proposed on the subject property is not feasible under any other zone district and would require an unreasonable number of variances or waivers and conditions. The proposed PCD zoning allows the protection of the existing ditches and wildlife movement that likely could not be maintained if straight commercial or industrial zoning was being processed. The outdoor storage areas proposed can be specifically designated with a PCD, and the specific commercial uses can be prescribed closer to Robb Street in a manner that benefits the agriculture residential to the north. This customized zoning allows for a variety of land uses that will not burden or harm the wildlife or agricultural residential existence. Adequate infrastructure facilities are available to serve the types of uses allowed by the change of zone, or the applicant will upgrade and provide such where they do not exist or are under capacity. As previously mentioned, there is adequate water, sewer, and storm facilities nearby that we can connect into. The comprehensive plan shows the property to be within the TOD site, Employment Commercial Center, Northwest Subarea Plan. The rezone of the property allows the following goals to be met. Retain and diversify local employment. The uses proposed with this rezone request will allow the applicant to grow their business and offer a diversified opportunity for employment. The applicant produces live edge boards from their tree and branch removals with a goal to create a zero waste component of their business. This business ideology not only helps the environment, but also creates employment opportunities that fulfill this demand. Increase the diversity of land uses. As previously mentioned, the protection of wildlife corridors and the irrigation ditches coupled with the commercial and retail uses of the property create a diverse use of the property that has been desired for a long time. The property's location in between commercial, industrial, and agricultural residential creates an opportunity to complement each other. Establish and maintain a resilient and sustainable tax base. The property has long since been an attractive site for development interest, but given the wildlife corridor and irrigation ditches existence, development has not moved forward. However, the applicant's proposal for the property creates a new tax base for the city, one that will continue to prosper with the perpetual need for planting new trees and shrubs and pruning and trimming existing species. In summary, we believe that this rezone proposal creates a complementary land use opportunity for the property that preserves open space and wildlife movement, as well as creates commercial and retail opportunity that allows these characteristics to be maintained. Thank you for your time. I am available to answer any questions you may have.